room. So the 49ers guy comes with me in my hotel room, and I'm on my speakerphone and taking notes, and he's listening to the whole thing. And I'm making calls for 30, 40 minutes before I file the story to ESPN, before I pop onto SportsCenter, and I get done, and I turn to him, I go, what do you think? Because he heard all the conversations, and he goes, we're going to take that guy too. We're going to take that guy too. This is what he tells me in February, or we were considering taking that guy in too.
Right.
Okay, so that tells you right then and there that as recently as February, they loved that guy. And he was very much attuned to the conversations because he wanted to hear all the information as it was coming out that night.
So, Mike, why did he fall that far? If the 49ers were still willing to take him all the way, why does he fall?
The Bengals were considering him at 9. The Saints considered him at 11. I'm sure other teams considered him across the board in the first round. They loved his football character. Again, I think what bogged down people is there were social immaturity question marks. There was the dilute test from the combine. There was getting kicked out of the combine. There were all sorts of questions that they had about the people around him. Not him as a football player. Not him in that regard. He's a very engaging, loving kind of guy. He came through ESPN. The people here loved the guy. But I think there were just questions about that, concerns about what would happen off the field and whether he could handle it. And Reuben Foster, what he's overcome is unbelievable. I mean, if you know his story, it's incredible. And even today, to be at this point, he's got an 8-year-old child. Like, the fact that he could be the great football player that he is and go through everything that he has, respect to him.
So, but Mike, how does he fall as far as he fell?
I'm amazed he dropped as far as he did.
Me too.
I really am.
And all the question marks, we knew them going in.
Yeah, knew them guy.
Shoulder, wrist, some physical question marks, beat up a little bit.
My biggest question about him is going to be, will he get nicked up? Because he's a guy that will hit anything that moves, and he's a bit undersized. Now, you put him in the middle, you put him out at will, where you can get him in space a little more and not have to take on some trash. We'll see what happens with him, but I love him as a football player.
And I'll say this to you. John Lynch, who's a man of high character, loved Reuben Foster on his football team. He had no concerns about Reuben.
Good pleasure.
Thanks,
All right, quick break. Louis Riddick in studio coming up, and the Bears GM answers the questions in the next hour of Mike and Mike.